everyone, this is Whitney with my week 5 discussion forum post talking about earthquakes and landslides. The questions say, provide at least one specific example that correlates human activities with the induction of either earthquakes or landslides. What comes to mind for me with this is kind of my own personal experiences. I grew up on Highway 38, which is it's a stretch of road that runs along like steep slopes into like down to the Umpqua River. There's a lot of heavy rains. You can drive along this highway and you can see like little waterfalls forming on the side during the winter. And there's a lot of human activity like logging and cutting new roads into the hillside that make the slopes even more prone to sliding. So yeah, that's just what instantly came to mind. I didn't really have to do much research about that because it was such a normal part of my life growing up that I already kind of knew all of these things. And then the next question is, if I can find... How can this example serve as a warning sign for potential environmental risks and hazards associated with human activities such as fracking, mining, or large-scale construction projects or deforestation? I said that it shows how development and road construction, and steep terrains especially, can worsen natural landslide hazards. So like this area obviously would have already been a landslide, but if we weren't driving there, it wouldn't really matter all that much at the end of the day, except for now they cut a road right in between this steep hill and the steep embankment into the river. So, you know, it doesn't seem like the brightest idea, but I'm sure there's a reason for it. And it serves as a warning for human activity can add risks to already unstable landscapes, not just, for landslides, but just in general, like I think about growing up on the coast, and if you're building your homes in a sea level location knowing that there's tsunami risks regularly, then maybe not the brightest human decision. How can we effectively mitigate risks of induced earthquakes and landslides while meeting the needs of our society's needs for natural resources, energy, and development? I put improving slope management with drainage and retaining walls and smarter practices from humans. If you're having a logging operation, make sure that you're doing it in the proper way to keep everyone safe. And drainage and retaining walls, I think, are a very important one, especially for landslides, because I don't think there's any way to necessarily set back time and be like, oh, we're not going to have this steep road here, but making it so that the water drains effectively and there's stuff to catch the debris helps mitigate the risks. Maintaining reliable evacuation routes, especially for like tsunamis. I remember growing up, everyone knew where to go in case of a tsunami. Thankfully, we never had to do it, but we knew. And balance the need for roads and development with community safety. Like I was saying, building roads in unsafe spaces probably isn't the best practice. Where I live now in Oregon, I live in the Umpqua Valley, not too far from where I grew up. There's still a lot of risks of landslide and earthquakes. We are right along the Cascadia subduction zone. I grew up on the coast too, so, paying attention to evacuation routes and all that, which I already kind of said. And also like knowing your emergency meetup location, not only for your family, but for the whole town, having emergency supplies at the ready if you need them, stuff like that. Where I live now, I'm much less worried about it. But when I lived in Reedsport on the coast, like I had a plan for if I ever needed to evacuate. And let's see, did I answer all my questions? I think I answered all the questions. Thank you.